You know the vibes. Shady gang, shady gang, shady gang. Yo, yo, yo. And welcome to Season 5, Episode 157 of Shades of Blue.
This is culturally inappropriate.
We are the most comprehensive show about Manchester City, covering both the men's and women's game, spanning both sides of the Mason-Dixon line. We making art over here, capitalize the A. I am Crunk Chocolate. I'm with Tarik, Sharpie Charlie, and Thom Bomb's battling technical difficulties, but he'll be with us soon. How's it going? How you doing? How you feeling?
Great, man. Happy Veterans Day to all the vets out there celebrating in America 11/11. Always nice to remember those who have served. And obviously it's nice to get a day off. So it was 2-for-1 win today. How you doing, Tarik?
Well, I did not get it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're a little low. You can turn the
There's
volume up
something
or
wrong with
that up.
my headphones or something. Anyway, I'll fix it in a minute. I did not get a day off, but I'm an Army brat, so I'm always big ups to the veterans and those people that have gave their service to our country.
Yeah.
Whether it be my father, my grandfather, I got an aunt and an uncle, homies, whatever, that have all served. So big ups to all those people. The cliche, land of the free, home of the brave, but it is really, truly because of people who are willing to put their lives on the line for us. They don't do it for a president. They don't do it for a political party. They do it for the people, you, me, all of us. So big ups to them. But yeah, man, it's a good day. A little tired. It's been talking a lot. So we gonna make it do what it do though. So let's
Talk back Tuesdays. Let's
YouTube
go.
/ Tarik Peterson.
I love it. Shout out to the third child for our intros. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that like button. Leave a comment on what your thoughts anytime while you're watching this. Just throw in a comment about what we're talking about. We reply. So whatever you say, we're going to respond back to you. I appreciate any of the interaction. Subscribe if this is your first time on. If you're listening on a podcast app, what's up? Hello. Subscribe, rate, review, say some nice things. It all helps push us in front of new, most dope football fans, citizens like yourselves. Subscribe to our Patreon. We have some amazing episodes coming out. We have a nice little run with Man City conversations with 9320. Individually, I had on Howard Hawken, Bailey Wynn, shout out to Sky Blue Times, and then also Hassan Naeem. I chatted with him right after the Liverpool match, so that was a good time. Tons of City content, conversations that vary with everybody. Some great stuff coming out for you. Match previews for City men and women. It doesn't matter what the competition is. Did you want to hear about Leverkusen? We got that. City women play Nottingham Forest coming up. We got that. Newcastle, doesn't really matter. I'm going to do my best to try to find somebody to come on, so you don't have a City tinted perspective of the opponent. We can hear directly from the people who support, just love that club. Today, So much to talk about. We're gonna start with the Baby Blue Baddies. Since they are the ones who are still playing, it's been an international break, so I figured we could just do them last because we have a couple of matches to review. Nothing to preview with them. So we have City Women narrowly beating Everton. They put up a great fight. And then we look forward to the Manchester Derby this weekend. Yeah, we'll look forward to that. A good conversation. It will be interesting for sure. Actually, I'm going to pivot since Thom is still battling. I would like to hear his perspective on some of these things with Baby Blue Baddies. So let's actually start with City Men. So we'll start with City Men and their match against Dortmund, the win. And then destroying Liverpool, fans all up in arms, losing their damn minds over one call when they still had, I'll get to it, this is plenty of other time to do anything, but they didn't. And you're supposed to tell me, you want me to feel empathy about you? If we want to do this whole pointing where the refs didn't call things for you guys when they should have, like, we can just do this finger pointing thing. And that's really what annoys me the most about it. Even Slot got into the little bunk ass boy. Oh, he annoys me. Hold on. See here?
Yo.
I have conquered the internet, or at least the
Let's
internet
go.
issues that I was having before.
Proud of you. It'll be one of those situations. Hey, at least we have it backed up, so I can make sure I'll just save that, and we'll get it figured out. Yeah, let's go back. Yes, let's go. We'll pivot again. Pivot. Oh, well, it's Omahawing the Omaha. So we'll go back and we'll do. Baby Blue Baddies. We will start with the match against Everton. At Everton, traveling down to Liverpool. Aston Villa the day before, beating United. And then the draw between Chelsea and Arsenal. That gave City the perfect chance to go top of the table. The only thing standing in their way was a bunch of toffees who did beat City last season. And Jaggy, before the match, was asked about that, the fact that this is a chance for them to draw ahead, be top of the table with this win, but he wanted to make sure that that wasn't the key contributor to the ladies' inspiration, the reason why they would play well.
No, it can't be the main motivator. I think it's a long way to go. So for us, it's just about we need to win this game, and we cannot. We cannot do anything about Chelsea's game.
I did not
or
have a lot of
United's
faith.
game, or also that's nothing for us to think about right now. And just about how do we do everything we can to beat Everton in the weekend, and that's the only thing we talk about.
Oh, we got a little delay over here.
Wicked level delay over here.
But what were you saying though?
I didn't have a lot of faith. Based off of the West Ham is decidedly the worst team in the WSL. Like, there's not much questioning that. And to only score one goal on West Ham at home at the Joy, only have one shot on target the entire match. Just really didn't. I don't know. It wasn't. Curl wasn't really curling over all the way for me personally.
Oh my God. Great.
And I know. As soon as I said it, I was like, "Oh, Greg." I did not think that this was going to be a good matchup for City. Honestly, it kind of reminded me of like at the similar point in the season, going to Walton Park and playing Everton and losing. I know on the 12, a WSL show that you should be watching on the Shades of Blue Network. There are 12 teams, 6 matches, 4 hosts. I predicted a City loss. I wasn't. The team looked leggy. There's so many injuries, and the prospect of having to start Gracie Pryor 2 matches in a row, especially like watching Kelly Gago in her previous match against Aston Villa, and then knowing how well Everton had played in that particular match, I didn't have faith in that. I didn't have faith at all. I'm not even in front like I did.
That's fair.
I predicted a 2-1 loss.
Yeah, I know. During the watch along, Neil said that he was just like, "Oh God, Thom Bomb's prediction." I was like, "What do you mean Thom Bomb's prediction?" And he told us, and I was like, "Of course he did. Of course he did. He's been wearing that teal tinted glasses for too long, and that KC, that's ever so slight different hue of blue, has just changed him. He's changed. So now we got to get him back in some sky blue for a while." And maybe this game is what will inspire you to feel more optimistic about the rest of the season. I wanted to play one more clip before we get in. Jeggy was asked, because Greenwood, she's out for a while, who will step up in her stead as a leader?
It's a massive loss, of course, of losing your captain, a great player, a great leader. But at the same time, this is what it's about for the rest of the group of managing that. And I think they did it well in the West Ham game, and I'm not worried that it will be a challenge in this coming weeks either. We will always miss Alex when she's not on the field and with her leadership. But at the same time, other people will feel that, okay, now I need to take a bigger responsibility. Now I have a possibility both on the field and off the field to take another responsibility. And I think that is key and it's also showing that the group is strong.
Me and this internet are fighting.
I don't
real
need
hard.
to tell somebody that now you need to step up, because they have showed already this week and the last week that a lot of people feel that, okay, I need to help a little bit more now. So it's also giving the team the challenge of figuring out how do we deal with it.
Man, yeah, this match. Starting 11 was Yamashita, Wahhabi, Knack returned, so I'm sure that eased your worries a little, Tom, about Gracie Pryor, and I understand that. Rose, Kasparai, Blinkilde, Hasagawa, Miedema, Fujino, Benet, and Shaw. Tom, we'll go to you first. What were your thoughts on the lineup?
These are the 11 healthiest players that you got. The best healthy 11 players you got. You got to play them. Like that's really all that there is to it. Like,
yeah.
Charlie said it last season. Health is wealth, and like
we damn near broke.
Not looking to the portfolio. Not looking too great right about now.
Oh my gosh! And yeah, shout out to everybody who joined us for both of the watch-alongs.
So much fun.
Yeah, you Sharpie back to back and just watching the matches. We did split them up to 2, so just in case it wasn't just like one super long one. But the people showed up, different people, games. It was a great time. The vibes did happen. They were immaculate. So kickoff begins, and immediately Ruby Mace smashes Bunny with a proper crunching tackle, which had affected Bunny the entire match. It was obvious. And in the watch along, I remember it was about the 36th minute that we were wondering how long Bunny would stay in the match. We just assumed that a halftime sub would happen. She ended up playing the entire 90. And I am glad because she was able to finally score. That's happened.
Have you all been noticing this? Like just this like, because I saw it a lot in the West Ham match, and I definitely saw it in this match as well. Like the constant amount of physical contact that Bunny takes without any sort of a call or like thought of a call, or like you just see the referee doing a whole bunch of this.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
What's
So I have a slight different opinion. Some of it, yes, I feel like might be foul worthy, but some of it, what do we say? It wasn't meaty men slapping meats. It was just these women, you know, physicality. Like Ruby Mason, that you're gonna be physical. It's a contact sport, right? And sometimes Bunny's balance is actually sometimes not that good. Like she'll take a hit and then like go down, and I'm like, yeah, you could have stayed up a little bit. So for me, it's kind of like a flip of the coin. Like sometimes it's definitely over the line and it should be called, but other times I'm just like, that's physical contact. Like that's how center backs got to play against somebody as you know dominant as her.
And meaty mommies mashing meat.
Meaty mommies.
Wow. Wow.
And for people who like wrestling, they get the reference. So, but you know, people who don't know anything about wrestling yet,
Google is free. Go Google it. Go Google it. Google it.
And but I'm actually with you, Tom. Like, but the ref in general kind of held his whistle. I think it was like a random foul by Blinky on Everton player where he blew the whistle, and Blinky turned around and was like, bro, what? You've been allowing this the entire match, and now you want to blow the whistle? What are we doing? Like, is it Uchiwali or is it one mic? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? I wanted to show love to Yamashita because she had some really amazing saves and even played keeper a couple of times. Yeah. Kelly Gago and Payne, like they were killing us. And also, I was going to talk about it when I get to Gago's goal, but her contract ends in January. So that is going to be something I very much want to keep an eye for. Sharpie had a very good idea that intrigued me. He was like, somebody should call her. Maybe this team that's on the scarf behind me could use a striker and she'd be free.
It would be very nice if she could see the beach.
She's not Bunny
she
Shaw,
deserves.
and I don't want her to be a Bunny Shaw.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it would be a nice Bunny Shaw backup.
Oh, no, sorry. I was pointing to Angel City.
Yeah, he's talking about Angel City. Yeah.
But I'd look at her City too.
But here's the thing. Tom makes a good point. Her bringing up Bunny is the thing I've been talking about since last season, which is she is out of contract in the summer.
I thought we were just not talking about it. That's why I didn't say anything.
No, because then people act stupid. You get like stupid Liverpool fans like, oh my God, Trent's going to Madrid. No shit, he doesn't have a contract. So like, you can't be surprised when rumors start to happen in the spring if there's no contract signed over the winter. And I think Crunk, you brought it up like on this watch along. It's like it would be nice on that big break between December and January if something is announced. You know, Bunny 2028. That's the candidate I'm going for. But like, if that doesn't happen over that long break, I don't know when it happens. And now you just got like your best player and the best striker in the world possibly leaving on a free.
It makes you wonder if it's already been decided.
Man, real things, real stress. But there were goals scored, Crunk. We scored some nice goals. 2 good goals, didn't we?
Yeah, I know we have the delay with Thom Bomb, so I didn't know if he had a take about Bunny Shaw or not.
I don't know, man. And like I get the sense that the contract year is kind of weighing on her because I don't feel like she's performing at the level that she normally does. So I don't know if it's like, hey, I'm gonna stay. I don't know. It could be anything, honestly. So I just hope that, to Charlie's point, like after, at that first FA Cup match, we hear, oh yeah, Bunny was extended. That's great.
Yeah, because nobody's talking about it. Nobody's asking about it. Like, if this was the men's team, that's all anybody would be asking Jeggy about every single week. Like, hey, what's going on with the contract? Hey, what's going on with the contract? Hey, what's going on with the contract? But there's this thing in Woso where, like, you try to empathize and understand, but also the question is out there. Like, why is there just ask it just once? Worst case, just like, hey, Bunny's contract goes out this year. Is there any update on it? Are you guys talking? Like, at worst case, he can say it's an ongoing process, but at least we know something. But it just seems, because of the fact that nobody's talking about it, it just feels like it's understood that she's going. I don't know. It's weird. It's starting to stress me out. But yeah, goals. Miedema, 21st minute goal. Benet, whoo, that beautiful through ball that she put into the box. Cut in left, just enough space to hit that leading ball for Miedema, but she still had to get past her defender and then best the keeper with, I mean, it's Miedema. She is the most prolific goal scorer in WSL for a reason. It's what she does. Ruby Mace, when watching that back, she was trying her best to push Miedema over to just give up a free kick outside the box. Couldn't do it. And Miedema just stayed up, even tripping and stumbling, was able to beat the keeper. Just like truly amazing. And then again, shout out to you, Sharpie, who the previous game we were just kind of talking about. I have been sort of hard on Miedema this season, and it's more so just because we know what she doesn't do well. But what she does great is when she's able to face the goal. She's able to be moving forward. And these are the situations, and even in this match, they seem to be making sure that that's what they were doing, that Miedema wasn't really dropping back, that she was moving forward, because she is much better as an unstoppable force than an unmovable object.
I mean, yeah, she's definitely more like a 9-10 than a 10-8, right? Like, it's going to be, final third actions. And of course, she can recover. She's made some really great efforts this year.
Yes.
But I also think Jeggy played them more as like a old school double striker setup, where you have Viv on one side with the center back and the right back, and Bunny on the other side with the center back and the left back. And it's kind of like pick your poison, right? And that's really hard to defend, which is kind of the ideal scenario when we got her last summer. It's just we couldn't see enough of it last year because of injury. Whereas like now, knock on wood, they've been pretty healthy through 1/3 of the WSL season.
Yeah. Keep it going to Kelly Gago's goal in the 40th minute. It truly was beautiful. Oh my gosh. Ruby Mace, who again, shout out to her. She was at Leicester, bad injury, knee injury, bane ACLs. I hate it. She returned and was able to move on to Everton. And just because their midfield situation is actually pretty tough, like that's Everton. I don't want to say it's their strong suit, but that is where they have the most players that are talented, as opposed to up forward. We know it's Gago and it's Payne. So she, through injuries, she has adjusted. She's been playing center back, and she's done great. Like most of the match, she held Bunny pretty well. She uses her physicality. I think she's aware that she can kind of get away with some of that. And in this goal, she was able to show her offensive abilities, her technical abilities. She launched the ball perfectly for Payne to use her pace, run onto the ball. Sends in a driving low cross. Kasparai does the right thing. She tries to cut off Gago and clear the ball, but Gago does this amazing, just shields the ball, shields Kasparai from the ball, and just like a jumping back hill, just flicks it into the goal to the opposite end of Yamashita. All she could do is kind of watch and just be like, bro, what? And yeah, it was beautiful. If anybody hasn't seen the goal, please go look up that goal. That Kelly Gago goal was fantastic. Is that any better? Is your phone any better? This family's in a dungeon.
I don't know. Who knows? But oh yeah, that Kelly Gago goal, absolutely amazing. And you knew it was going to happen just because you knew that based off of how high Layla Wahhabi was pushed up, like, and where Toni Payne got the ball, like, there was no way that she was going to recover. And the back line did what they were supposed to do. Like, everyone moved over a spot. And Kasparai did meet her in the position that she was supposed to meet her, which was good. But she just couldn't stop that shot because, like, that back heel, like, literally a true back heel, just nasty work.
Yeah, it was impressive. And yeah, yeah, during the watch along, we were basically just like, well, what can you do? Like you said, everyone did their job. They moved to the ball. They did the right things, and she just showed her ability, just why she is who she is. And I wasn't aware that Gago was that tall. Like, I feel like maybe I just wasn't paying attention to her last year. But yeah, when she was just running around, I was like, man, she's massive. And whatever club she goes to, yeah, they're going to pick up something pretty scary. And I'd assume that she'll probably try to stay in England just because I think it'll be easier that way. Like, finding, unless, you know, she could come to the NWSL since the season is ending. She could take her time getting a work permit situation, but I just assume that she would want to go to maybe a top team, like one of the top 4 or 5 teams that could help make a little push, because if adding her to your team, that's instantly a great thing. Like, even, I know we have Miedema, but being able to bring somebody in where, you know, Bunny doesn't have to start the Subway Cup games and things like that, like, I think she would be great. But also, Kelly Gago deserves to be a starter, not necessarily playing the backup for players like Bunny and Miedema.
It's kind of embarrassing how many great strikers France has. Like, she, like, as talented as Kelly Gago is, like, she's never gonna sniff being the first team striker for France because Marie Antoinette Katoto exists. Like that. I mean, it's kind of sickening when you think about it, and then you think that, like, France has never won anything, like, and they just have generational talent all over the pitch and just cannot seem to get it together.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. Gago, Crunk here. If you want to join Angel City and sit Tiernan down, I'd be a huge fan of that. A huge fan of that.
You're sounding very Suge Knight-ish. Like, you sound like you don't want to be dancing in those flash, those shiny suits and shit. That's what you sound like to me, personally.
Hey, I think she could get some fits off in LA, you know. That flair. The match winner, Bunny Shaw's 54th minute goal. City are able to take the ball away from Everton. Miedema finds Fujino, who glides up the pitch, drawing the attention of 5 Everton players. She releases the ball at the last second, giving Wahhabi all the time and space to cross the ball to Bunny, who finally scores. Bunny had 8 shots in the match, only 2 on target, but that doesn't matter because she scored. I really do hope that this is the step to really get her cooking and everything. And I feel like maybe if she was doing better this season, she might have been okay with like coming off the pitch after she took that injury, because she was visibly like slower, more tentative. You could tell that she was hurting, and I understand that it was a crazy foul, or a tackle. But I think because she has been so struggling, she just was like, no, I'm not coming off the pitch. I need to get a goal. And I'm happy she was able to push through.
Listen, I said it on Blue Sky. I'll say it on the show. A bunny dunk is going to feed my soul every single time. Just watching her dunk on folks, like, I love it. I love it every single time. So,
yeah, I think like it was a great moment for her to get the winner. Clearly it was a rough match. Obviously it came out, I think, after the match, she had lost her uncle. So clearly playing with a heavy heart. And those are things you just don't know that players are dealing with unless they choose to share.
Yeah.
They're humans and we all got stuff to deal with. I know we all go to work with stuff going on and they go perform in front of thousands of people. I do think that the day before the Arsenal-Chelsea draw and the United loss, it just kind of made me more appreciative of that goal. Because no team that played the day before could score a second goal.
Right.
Like United scored 0, Arsenal and Chelsea scored 1 apiece. And like, it's hard. Like these teams it may not be quote unquote as good as the NWSL or whatever, but like they got pride, right? They get paid too. And so when you have a top side, like, yeah, you're going to give them your best shot. And that's what Everton did. They just ran out of gas. And, once they put in the subs, they lost all their pace and explosion. And like, kind of inevitable that City might get that second. But yeah, I'm really proud of where City is with, in the table. It's like, wait, like I said, 8 out of 22 down. I'll take this. Best offense in the league, 3rd best defense. Like, hey, same city, same passion.
Great point.
Yeah, I think that the best scoring offense in the league is a really big point, especially like when you think about the potential that Chelsea has. When you think about the run that United had been on, like this was literally the first time that they had lost a match since they traveled to Norway and quite literally left their shooting boots at home. If you look up that story, because it's still just it's still so wild to me. So I knowing that and of course like that 5-1 at Brisbane Road against Tottenham is definitely going to help. We talk about this all the time on the 12. No one believes in Tottenham, and you should not believe in this Tottenham squad. It's all smoke and mirrors, and City is the only team in the quote unquote big 4 that they have played, and you saw what City did against them and their place. So they have their derby against the North London derby coming up pretty soon. So we shall see what they do against Arsenal, but I'm not convinced.
No. I mean, they just got smacked by London City Lioness, so.
Correct.
Smacked, mollywopped, destroyed, embarrassed. Y'all
Yes.
an unserious outfit. Look at that goal differential, bums.
Right. Yeah. And that's a point that Mark brings up a lot. That goal difference screams a mid-table club. It does not scream a club that's fighting for that 3rd spot to get to Champions League qualification.
Yeah. And post-match, I have a compilation of Bunny's post-match interview and her thoughts.
Yeah, to be fair, it was a very difficult game. Everton made it very difficult, and we didn't help ourselves. Seems like that's how we've been going all season. But I think the difference is we just try to get the job done at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, the 3 points is all that matters, and I think we grind out that win. So yeah, definitely happy. I think for us, we always say we just focus on ourselves, because I think at the end of the day, we have to focus on what we can control, which is our performances on the pitch, and I think that's what we've been doing. But yeah, I think to be in and around the table, the top of the table, is a good feeling. I think there's a mentality shift. Compared to last season to this season, we don't care. This season, we just need the 3 points. And I think compared to last season, I think we fell short in a couple of the games. But this season, it's the mentality, I think, is the biggest thing.
Jeggy was asked, they were like, hey, Bunny said that the mentality has changed this year. What do you say about that? And he was just like, I can't talk about that. That's Bunny, something Bunny needs to talk about. And then he like quickly pivoted. He was just like, you ain't gonna get me to say anything bad about last year. You're not gonna catch me. And he's actually really good about that. Where you ever the media tries to get him to not necessarily say something negative, but not something positive. He very quickly tries to avoid that. And I appreciate that from him. And speaking of him, I have a couple from Jeggy. This is him post-match. And then
but I think it's I think it's very important for us to. It's not a perfect game, definitely not. But at the same way, I think it says something about the team that we managed to win it anyway. I think these games, when you don't play the most beautiful game, then if you still continue winning, I think that's which is also going to give you the best opportunity to have a good result in the end of the season.
Yes, and then finally, he refused to talk about the fact that City could be top of the table before the match, but now they are at the top of the table. So what do you have for us, Jeggy?
Nice, you can't say anything about that, but at the same time, there is no medals in November, so we just need to keep on focusing on each performance. Now we have a huge game next weekend, and everything will on the bus back, preparing for that. So definitely we're happy about that. We have had a great fall so far, and we just need to keep on going.
Not Seb Hines had a bar when he said they don't give medals out in November. So, I mean, he's not wrong. They don't.
I'm so glad you called him that, because I was just going to ask, does this position...
Nope.
Nope, not yet.
Nope. Is there a trophy Is there a trophy in the cabinet that he won?
Okay. That's the standard. That's the standard.
That's it.
There it is.
Oh my gosh. I've missed that. It's been a while since I've heard Not Seb Hines.
Also shout out to Not Seb Hines for winning WSL Manager of the Month for the month of October.
And then, also speaking of complimenting people, I saw that tweet where you were like, hey, Gracie Pryor had a good tackle. I mean, I understand that it was just saying she had a good tackle, but I don't think I've heard you compliment Gracie Pryor. So I wanted to say I'm proud of you.
I mean, it was a really good tackle. Like, it was, first of all, it was a tackle that she needed to make.
Yeah.
Because she was a little bit out of position, but like it was perfectly timed, it was perfectly positioned. And she took the ball off, like, I think it was Payne, or it was either Snowy, Payne, or Vignola, but it was the perfect tackle. And it did end up leading to a counterattack the other way. So, credit where credit is due. So,
Look at you. All right. Manchester Derby on this weekend. I will be having a match preview with All for United. I believe it will be Connor. Not only will we be doing a match preview, we're going to do a combined starting 11. So those episodes will be out Friday. Give you plenty of time to enjoy it, debate, feel your ways about it. I am very intrigued at who from United are going to get on the starting 11. So I'm not saying that they have great players, and you don't get to where you are on the table without having great players. And I am so sorry. Lauren Hemp, she's back. How did I forget that? Oh my gosh. And my oh my, did she just instantly stamp herself in that game? It was like, hey, I'm back. Did you guys forget what I
Wasn't
did?
her first action like they got it back on defense? She dribbled up, she carried it like 30, 40 yards, and then bombed that perfect diagonal. Like,
To meet
I was like,
him,
oh,
who
you
just
just,
like skied it.
yeah. Like you just got back. But it's
Yeah,
like,
it
no,
was
I
like
can do that.
Yeah, it's like she never left. Like,
Wild.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And that's on top of seeing Carolyn and Fowler back in training throughout the week,
Yeah,
in the midweek. So don't know if they're going to be ready for the derby, but the fact that him and Grace Clinton, shouts to the Bash woman. The Bash baddies are real. Lohman and Clinton are two of the biggest midfielders I've ever seen on a pitch.
Yeah.
Like they are monsters. Sydney Lohman scares me with how much space she takes up. Because it's like if you took Gracie Pryor and made her agile and was like, hey, go forward. It's like, oh, I'm Sydney Lohman. Look at me. Like, and then Clinton, I've seen her before, so she didn't surprise me. But Lohman, I hadn't really watched. My God, we have things that just didn't exist last year.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing what can happen when you buy big players. Who knew?
And then, like, by virtue of that, then, like, with Lohman there, like, you have, and I know that this is something that Not Seb Hines is, like, harped on a lot. Like, all of his players have a certain level of versatility, so that means, like, oh, well, we could put Yui at the 10 if we wanted to. We could put Gracie Clinton at the 10 if we wanted to, and have Lohman and Grace Clinton just play a double pivot from that point. Like, and that's how we're closing out matches now. This is great.
Yeah,
I love that.
It was so solid, and like there was no way I was like, oh, we're gonna concede a late goal to Everton. Once Bunny scored the goal and I saw the subs, I was like, oh, we're great. Like that's what it takes.
Yeah. Quick score predictions for the match this weekend before we move on. How do you think this Manchester Derby is going to go?
I am so interested to see what Mark Skinner does with his lineup, because like he did kind of do some lineup switching for the Villa match, because he didn't start Melvin Millard, but he did start Elizabeth Turland, and he started both of Gabby George and Jade Riviere, but he brought them both out early. And that was even as they were chasing the match against Villa. So like them playing PSG in the Mary Earps Derby is going to be really interesting to see like who he plays and who he doesn't play, because that's going to like lead you to know who's going to play, who's going to start at least at the Etihad.
Mayor's Derby is insane. Thom Bomb.
Oh, we've been calling it on the 12 that for like a month. But if you want to hear my score prediction, because there's a little bit of stakes over at the 12, you're going to have to listen to the 12 for that score prediction.
Nougat. All right.
That was good. I like that. Well, I'm going to say here on Shades of Blue, the original podcast of the Shades of Blue Network.
The OG.
The OG. Talk about it, all right? I'm going to tell you that we're going to win 2-1. 3 points to City. We stay top of the table.
Okay. I like that.
See, I think it's probably going to end up being a draw. But I don't do draws, so I'll go with Sharpie 2-1.
Okay. And man. Yeah, just because City have been playing, actually, I think the Mary Earps Derby is going to really mess up United. So I am actually going to say City are going to win 3-1. They're home. It's not the early game. It's 7:30 as opposed to like 6. So I feel like maybe the ladies will have a tiny bit more of a pep in their step. So yeah, I'll say 3-1.
And it's also important to remember that after the Derby, they also go to Wolfsburg to play in Champions League there, which will not be an easy match either.
Oh yeah, and that game, that game's on Wednesday.
Back to back to back.
Yeah. Yeah, this is actually going. Ooh, man, they actually have a pretty tough run. I mean, okay, so it is West Ham, but they play PSG, then the Derby, then Wolfsburg, then West Ham, then OL Lions, Lions, and yeah.
Michelle Kang's French team.
Yes, Michelle King, France. Cool. All right, let's move it on to Dortmund. I don't really have too much with this because it was a week ago, and the Liverpool match really is the more interesting of the two to me. But I have so Pep, he has a bunch of kids at the squad now, and we have new YouTube channel stars Haaland and Doku. They're really trying to grow their off the pitch personas, and Pep was asked about that. It was like, is it a little weird having all these people with their Snapchats and YouTubes?
It's a new generation. The generation is part of the old generation, like you and me. So the social media is completely different, right? So we are not as much involved, but the new generation, they grew up, for the little babies in that, and part of the lives, and they want to do it as much as respect. And always I tell them, be alert. That's all, be alert. So don't show much but they can do whatever they want. As much as respect the club, the mates, and especially their private life. It's good.
Don't dock yourself, even though there was a guy who came on our live stream the other day, and he was like, yeah, I bumped into Haaland. him and his wife were walking. So, and we saw his last Halloween post where he was just roaming around looking for baby diapers in his Joker costume. So, I mean, the man is out there having a good time, and I like that. It's nice. He brings a lot of levity and fun, but also he's incredibly serious when he gets on the pitch.
Pep sounds to me like I did to my kids when they were allowed to get on social media. They got to a certain age. Okay, you can have, we started out with Instagram because it's just pictures, and then, okay, you can go to this, that, and the other, but don't give out any information. Be careful who you're talking to, yada, yada, boom, boom. It's like, he's dealing with grown adults, but still trying to tell them, make smart decisions. Be, what they used to say on ESPN, if don't hit send. Just don't hit send. Type it out, then delete it all. Don't hit send, because you're going to say something that's going to get you in trouble. So that's what he sounded like to me. He sounded like dad. And, he said, old people like me or whatever, right? So yeah. I'm with him. That's how I would be. It's like, hey, I don't care what you do, but just make good decisions. Make smart decisions. So yeah, that's exactly what it sounded like.
Which is real.
Crunk, I know you said you weren't as interested in the Dortmund match, but could I highlight Phil Foden real quick?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna go. We'll go through the goals. So Haaland did the interview naturally because Dortmund. Bernardo was the player interview for Monaco. They wanted Rodri for the Villarreal match, but he wasn't playing, so they pivoted to Nico G. I just have one very quick thing on Haaland because he has been so great defensively. He's really become a more complete forward, and you would think that he enjoys it, or at least he has flipped the switch to the point where he seems to have embraced it. He was asked about that. They were like, "Hey, you've been helping out a lot on defense. Do you enjoy that part? Like, what came of this?"
Yeah, it's not the nicest thing, but I'm not complaining. I prefer to be in the other box, but anything to help the team.
Short and sweet. It's real. It's like, I don't like it, but I'm a goal scorer. But the sooner it gets from that end, I can score goals. I respect that. So starting 11 was Donnarumma, O'Reilly, Vardiol, Stones, Nunes, Gonzalez, Rangers, Foden, Doku, Savio, and Haaland. Diaz got the rest. The real topic of conversation was Sharky not getting a third start in a row. I thought that would have been a lot. Kuznetsov also not on the bench. Were any of you hoping to see Sharpie start again? Were any of you a little bummed that Kuznetsov was left at home? How are you feeling about the lineup?
No and no. The best 11 that were there played. Like, I think there's a word that my kids say that describes when you are really complimentary, extra complimentary of a person. It starts with D. It's a compound word. It starts with D and it ends with writing. And there's a lot of D writing that goes on with Kuznetsov that's really annoying to me because he hasn't played that much in a City shirt, but you would swear he was the second coming of, like, you know, I don't know, Marcelo or something.
Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah, so it's just like, come on, man. Like, stop it. Just stop it. He's not even on the team. Like, Pep didn't even put him in a lineup before, and y'all like, oh my God, is he gonna play in the Champions League? No, he didn't play the weekend before. I'm over it. Like, he's gonna be good, but right now he's developmental, and that's okay. He's just not out on loan, but he's in the same class as Echeverry and the Brazilian boy that's out there in Girona, Vitor Reis. Yeah, so like that's all. He just happens to be with the squad, but he's not an integral part of our squad. So I just want people to stop D-writing him. Like, let him cook.
I think that because we've seen what Nunes is doing, he has taken Kuznetsov out of the lineup. He's taken him out of consideration and basically said to Pep, look, don't got to be in no rush to get that dude back. When he show up, he show up. When he gets minutes, he gets minutes. Until then, I got this on lock. And, I think you'll be hard-pressed to find any City fan today that would argue that point. Beginning of the season, yeah, I don't think people had a lot of confidence in Nunes, but he has been balling out, and I don't think anyone would question that today. And I think to your point, this lineup is, with the exception of, say, Diaz, I still like Cherky, but it's almost the number one lineup. So, yeah, I didn't have any issues with it.
Perfect.
I think we have to remember that, like, Kuznetsov, like, for him to play right back, that's him learning a new position because he's a center back by trade, right? So Nunes also having to learn a new position by playing right back, like, has one more season of experience already doing that. And so, like, now he's like, instead of going through those same growing pains that he went through last season, and that we would think that Kuznetsov would be going through, now he's learning, like, the small intricacies of playing right back, whereas Kuznetsov's not there yet.
No, that's a great point. And because I hear people being like, who would you rather start against Real Madrid? I'd rather start Kuznetsov. And I'm like, why would you want to put him in that? Like,
because that's feelings, it's emotions.
Well, yeah,
emotions.
He hasn't
There's
even
nothing
been
factual about
playing
it.
matches. Like, yeah, he's fast. Okay, Nunes is fast. Like, what do we do? I don't even want us to dive. We have too much to talk about, but it just, like, it annoys me, honestly, that it's just like everybody's giving all the credit to Nunes, but then also being like, I would still much rather have Kuznetsov playing against Vinny Jr. It's like, we just saw Vinny get shut down by Connor Bradley. I think Nunes will be fine. And so we'll just go through the goals, and Foden had 2 goals, so we'll have plenty of chances to kind of big ups Mans. But what stuck out to me was Dortmund were on a 4-match unbeaten streak and had yet to lose in the competition. But it wasn't until really the final 15 minutes of the match that I felt any sense of worry when it came to City, and that was more so City's fault in that match more than anything that Dortmund did. I do want to give Adeyemi at Dortmund, he played a great match. He had a couple of really scary moments where it looked like he was going to score. Either Donnarumma was too big or the shot was narrowly wide. Yeah, but other than that, Foden, his 22nd minute goal, it was really too easy. Dortmund gave Foden all of the space. The ball was going from right to left. They were taking their time, being patient. And that's really what happened in a lot of the goals was patience. Like Pep is always kind of talking about knowing when to speed the ball up, when to slow things down. Holland, the gravity of Holland, he had 2 defenders on him. Savio had the attention of another when Rangers received the ball. Ryerson, who was on Savio, tried to close down on Rangers. That forced Anton to kind of move over to take Savio's spot. Foden steps up. He receives the ball. There's Slaughterbeck and Ben Sabani, but they are too worried about Holland. And instead of Slaughterbeck closing down on Foden, he backed up. By the time he realized he had done fucked up, Foden just passes the ball into the right corner of the net. And what is amazing, Kobol's positioning wasn't bad. He was in the right space. He had the corner covered. It was just the ball was so low with the pace, like he just couldn't get down fast enough. It was Pep talked about it last year, where he was like, hey, we know Foden can do that turn and smash the ball in the corner, but what he really needs to do is just pass it into the goal. Like, he doesn't need to hit it so hard sometimes, because then that messes with accuracy. He has now mastered that passing the ball into the goal, and we saw it. And then before we get to Holland's 29th minute goal, we can do Foden's 57th goal, which is very similar to his first goal. Savio won the ball, leaving the Dortmund defender crumpled on the ground, basically praying that a ref's whistle would save him. Savio to Rangers, to Holland, to Doku. And this is what I was talking about, they take their time. The ball was won up the pitch, so you would think that they would just try to quickly bing, 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 goal. But no, they paused it. There was a moment where Holland actually had the ball, and he just was like nonchalantly dribbling outside the box, and there were defenders closing in on him, and he just kind of flicked the ball over to Doku. I was like, what was that for? Gonzalez gets the ball. He then knocks it wide to Rangers, who does almost like a no-look pass to Foden, who, again, had like 4 or 5 meters of space. What are you doing? He received the ball, hit his half turn, second burst, same as his first, low whip shot, but he put more verve on it. Kobel didn't stand a chance. Sharpie, what were you going to say about Phil Foden?
I was just going to say that, like, both of these goals display his greatness, and why for years we have been clamoring for him to not play on the wing, because he's never been a winger. He's always been more of a 10 than a true right winger. And so to see now, between the Kevin injury seasons prior, that's when he wins Player of the Year. Last season's up and down, emotions, mental, whatever. Kevin leaves now, and now, like, we knew, like, he had to step up, and he's stepping up. And you could just see, like, him starting to run the game. And I think the second goal for me is more aesthetically pleasing, just because I love him when he hits it, like, on that turn so fast. Like, it's very few players in the world of football can do that. And so, like, both goals are incredible. Passing to the net is great, but, like, that second goal is textbook Foden, and, like,
yeah, it had a little bit of power behind it too.
Yeah, and that's why I like to see that strike, man. And we'll talk about what happened against Liverpool, who also had a beautiful strike. But yeah, man, I'm excited to see what Foden continues to do, because he's only 25. Like, him and Holland are only 25, and I feel like I've been watching them play for like years, but they aren't even at their peak yet, and that's really, really scary.
I have a question for the group about Phil Foden specifically. I feel like he has done so well in all of the Champions League matches that City has played, to the point where it makes me feel like, do you feel like if he went to another league, if he went to Bundesliga, if he went to Serie A, if he went to Ligue 1, even if he went to La Liga, that his numbers would be so much better in those leagues than they are in the Premier League?
100%, because the defending is so much worse in every other league. Like, he's a 20 and 10 player, or at least 15 and 10, maybe 20 and 10 GA in every other league, like,
yes.
Guaranteed.
Yes.
Yeah,
That makes sense. I hadn't thought about it like that, but yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, if he was given that much space all the time. Yeah, because that doesn't happen. And I mean, we're seeing it with like Harry Kane. Harry Kane's going crazy. Michael Olise's doing it. Luis Diaz does like madness every single week. So yeah, I mean, we're seeing these players I mean, there are so many players who struggled in the Premier League, and then they go to like Serie A, and then all of a sudden they become world beaters. It's just different at these other leagues.
I feel like the physicality in the midfield isn't there. Like English teams are not going to let a midfielder have that amount of space. Like, especially like an attacking midfielder, like they're going to blitz them like anytime that they have the ball between the edge of the center circle to the very top of the D. Like they're not going to let them have that space. And in other leagues, it's like you don't necessarily like. I don't know if it's more of a tactical inflexibility as far as the defense goes, but like you just don't see that level of blitzing of your attacking midfielder in any other league in the world.
Yeah, well, a lot of other leagues, they can't really do man marking, whereas man marking has really become a big thing in the Premier League. So, yeah, Haaland's goal, 29th minute. Savio, he really did do better in this match. It was people were really bringing out their torches and pitchforks for him, and I think he did himself a service in this match. He had a couple of really good chances, just wasn't able to score. In this situation, he wasn't, and most importantly, throughout the match, he was trying to create for others, where I feel like a lot of the time in this season, he was very much trying to create for himself. He attacked space, he pushed the ball up the pitch, and he tries to do a low square pass to Haaland. A defender deflects the ball. Koval does a good job at pushing the ball wide. Some awkward defending, clears the ball to Doku, who takes a touch pass. He then passes the defender with ease, like he always does. And then he hits kind of like a low fizzing cross to a trailing runner. It looks like O'Reilly's going to get to it, but it was just out of his reach. And then out of nowhere, Haaland comes in and just smashes into the goal. The keeper just kind of like watched and he was like, guys, what are you doing? Because there really were just a lot of ball watching from Dortmund. It was crazy.
I mean, Dortmund's not good at defense, right? And so like when I saw we were gonna play them, I was like, oh, we're gonna embarrass them because they don't play defense well. Anytime they stop people, it's because that team is really bad. And very few, like the only team in Bundesliga that can match City is Bayern. And they played Bayern tough, but they still lost 2-1, right? So like, yeah, they're not even close to our level. They've made it far in this competition, right? So they can turn it up, and they made a final, a couple years ago and all this stuff. But like, they're not nearly on our level as like a top 5 club in the world. And so yeah, it was always going to be a demolition. But I'm happy that Doku finally got a cut back in because I've been clamoring for it the weekend before. And so now to see it, I was like, oh, look what happens when you cut it back and somebody can get there. And easy goal. The classic City goal as we came to know it.
Yeah. Dortmund, they were able to get a goal in the 72nd minute. It was very annoying. Dortmund just took a free kick, quick-ish, caught City napping. Ryerson smashes the ball in. It was a good finish by Anton, who was a defender. All he did is really just redirected the ball into the goal because there was so much pace from the cross. And Donnarumma really, by the time he started diving towards it, it was already in the goal. And so I was annoyed. There was a triple sub in the 79th minute. Pep could tell that the team was wobbling, especially after that goal. Diaz, Silva, and Shirky in for Doku, Reinders, and Savio. Dortmund continued their ball dominance, but really Diaz and Bernardo brought a calm that just really was starting to leave. Then Ait Nori and Marmoush came on in the 86th minute to, get their match fitness up, replacing O'Reilly and Haaland. And then Shirky's 91st minute goal, sending City supporters away with a little bit of extra cheer. I do know that when Dortmund did score, I was seeing on social media the PTSD were hitting people. They were just like, oh my gosh, it's going to happen. But even Pep talked about it before the match. The biggest difference between last season and this season is just injuries. It's also an aging team, but injuries really made the team struggle. He had to get very creative. And this situation, Dortmund, they try to play out the back, don't play out the back. Vardial knocks the ball.
Shout out Shea Butter FC.
Shout out our Shea Butter siblings. Vardial knocks the ball back upfield into the loving feet of Sharpie.
Take pleasure and give you pleasure. And
he dribbles past Bellingham.
You ain't shit for that. You know that? Like, do you know I had so many people like tag me or not tag me, like DM me. It was like, what the fuck is this? Like, what? Why are you tagged in this? Like that. This is wildly inappropriate. You know that, right? You know you ain't shit for that, right? Just letting you know.
I thought it worked well. He said it in a football interview, talking about, footballing things. He just happens to make a translation from the beautiful language of French into English, and it just comes off as like, we're not as sex positive as the French. That's what happens.
Inappropriate? Like, what are you friends with? A bunch of nuns? Tell them to chill.
He's a big J journalist. Sometimes he has to walk in like professional spaces.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot.
So
that's box life.
Yeah, he's got to, season's over with though, so now it don't matter.
They're fine.
Do whatever.
That's right. we're not there yet. We'll get there, but we're not there yet.
I thought it was hilarious because this goal basically happened because Joe Bellingham just let him dribble right past him. And when I did my match preview with Beeflim, shout out to him, he was still in the air about Joe. He was just like, hey, he technically is a defensive midfielder. We do need a defensive midfielder. It's obvious he doesn't have the quality of his brother, but
how are you gonna be a defensive midfielder when you don't defend?
I don't think he really does much. Great, and they spent a lot of money on him, so it'll be interesting.
Okay.
I know that the Liverpool match is where the real Doku propaganda will come from, but he really was fantastic in this match. He had an assist. He created 3 chances. He went 4 for 7 in take-ons. He helped defensively with 4 recoveries. He won 9 of 15 ground duels, which was the most in the match. Wingers in Pep's system have the pressure of creating chances with the 1v1 situations that the tactics creates, but you also can't lose the ball. And defensively, you have to help your fullbacks. You have to. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. There's a certain winger in the next match that we're going to talk about who just watched his fullback get eaten alive the entire match. It's just really. And then after the match, Doku did an interview and he was talking about how Thierry Henry had really been helping him with his 1v1s and specifically what he is supposed to look for when he does them. And that's what Doku, he was like, a lot of times people just tell you to go for 1v1s. He's like, okay, but how? And Thierry Henry really helped me on that, like what to look for, what I should be doing, how I should be going at it. And I really did appreciate that.
Yeah. Don't just tell me go get more G&A. Tell me how to get more G&A.
Yeah.
Give me tips on how I can get more G&A. And that's where, like you said, Thierry Henry came in. So big ups to him. We could use him working with all of our attackers right this moment. So.
Yeah, I mean, even with like City Women, Bunny really hit a whole other level when she had Sean Goder on the coaching staff. And he went to Aston Villa, and I mean, we see her struggling again. Like, I'm not saying that it's a correlation, but I would much rather have Sean Goder on our staff than watching him be at Aston Villa. I mean, I guess they're doing a lot better now, but they were struggling. I was like, that's a waste of him. Yeah, so shout out to them. Let's keep it moving to Liverpool because the leading topic of conversation was Pep's 1,000 match managed coming up. 42 games with Barca B, 247 with Barca, 161 with Bayern, 549 with Manchester City, boasting an insane 70% winning percentage. 715 wins, 156 draws, 128 losses. Man's had more draws than losses. That's crazy.
A rack of managed games is insane. Like that's crazy. A whole rack of managed games.
And you only get that far by just winning. Yeah, by doing well.
When you look at that list and you see how many, like, it's crazy to think Sir Alex Ferguson managed 2,155 matches. That's insane.
I just think he didn't want to go be a father. Like,
I don't even know if he had any kids, but if he did, then yeah, I never saw that.
Because like him, Tom Brady, like all these people that LeBron James, they just don't want to go do their husband and fatherly duties. They just want to keep working and stay away from their families. That's the only reason you would do something that long. It's actually stupid to continue to stay there.
I'm clipping this.
He orchestrated that. That man orchestrated his son going to the same team.
And I mean, that's love. And you could like leave. That's a whole nother rant. Whatever. I'm joyful that he's not playing right now. But yeah, you know, shouts to Alex Ferguson, shouts to Mourinho, Klopp, Conte. I mean, not Conte. What's his name? Carlo Ancelotti. Like, but Pep is the GOAT. And just because you did it longer doesn't mean you're better. And that's all Alex Ferguson has is like longevity.
Yeah, he was only 58%. And again, they always talk about, you know, starting out at Aberdeen and Scotland and all that, but 58% is a long way off to 72%. That's what I'm saying.
Pep was asked, "Hey man, what does it mean hitting 1,000 matches?"
2,000 press conferences. What an honor! That was the best moments. 2,000 press conference plus flash interviews. No, when start, obviously no, but it's a joy. I enjoy every single. No, I would say I'm a liar. I didn't enjoy every single moment, but I enjoy a lot the journey. Yeah, have been nice. I've been top.
I like that he caught himself. He's just like, I'll lie to you about other things, but I'm gonna lie to you about this. I did not enjoy every moment. Then he was asked, "Hey, it's been so long. Do you even remember how you felt on your first match?"
Yeah, more insecure than now, but at the same time, yeah. Or maybe, to be honest, I don't remember. It's a long time ago.
He said, "I've slept several times since then, so."
I ain't gonna even lie to y'all, bro. I didn't know so much bigger. That's cute.
Right?
It's like asking me my first day of teaching. I have no idea what happened. I don't know. I was there and I went home. I can't tell you anything else. I know where it was. I can tell you the date. I don't know what happened.
And how, Pep, have you had all of this success? What happened? Like, how do you keep your players inspired?
I said 1,000 million times. It looks like I can false, humility or something like that, but that is the reality. So this amount of percentage, I don't know, is beyond the 70% of the victories. And every 10 games we win 7, we lost 1.5 or 2, and we'll draw 1 or 2. What does happen? It can happen because you are in Barcelona, the players are hot, in Munich, the players are hot, and in Man City, the players are hot and a half. No more secrets. And after that is a lot of hard work, a lot. Dedication, passion, love, and that nobody beat me. So I love that game, and I love to scrutinize, the secrets of what can do the opponents and do that, and how play Dortmund, how play Bournemouth before. It's completely different the way they play, how you do it, how you do that, convince the players, going together. And all the time, the players follow me, all the time. Not just them follow me because they were sad because they didn't play, and that is more than understandable. But the rest, when I said go there, they follow me, all the time. But when they play, they are sad, of course, and that is just patient and work harder because maybe tomorrow around the corner you have a chance to play and show I was wrong. And this is the only way.
And show I was wrong. I love it. Okay, enough of all this sentimental nonsense. Lots of people, understandably, I guess, have been talking about how Arsenal, this is finally their season. All that before. Pep believes people are getting a little ahead of themselves, but also shows a little respect to Liverpool.
And like I said 1 month ago, I had the feeling that we are getting better. I said yesterday, the big teams, when you win, from my experience, when arrive at the end, April, May, to win the titles, is how much you grew up from the September, October, and every month. The teams who wins, the teams who grows. And that had the feeling that we are getting better. That means you're not a setback in 10 games. Yeah, can happen. No? But if we are consistent in the way we defend, the way we play, and read a little bit better, and after that, it's just body language, just passion, and being to do it. And Sunday we play against, right now, the champions. Arsenal is not the champion. The champion is Liverpool. No? Come here to defend the title. We experienced that. And it's a chance to prove ourselves against the last champions of the Premier League. What is our level? And I'm so excited to play.
And show them their level. They did, baby. Starting 11 was Donnarumma, O'Reilly, Vardial, Diaz, Nunes, Gonzalez, Silva, Foden, Doku, Sharkey, and Haaland. Yeah, this was the lineup I was expecting. That's why I thought Turkey didn't start against Dortmund, was because he had already played a lot of minutes, more minutes consecutively than he had all season. It's just best that he gets a little bit of rest. He was able to come on, insert himself to the Dortmund match, keep the good vibes going, but he was able to play in the lineup. I mean, I guess we could talk about this quickly because there were a lot more positives. Turkey did not cover himself in glory in this match. What I will say is, for some reason, that side of the ball was, they did their best to kind of shut down the midfield, and maybe they thought Turkey was going to be more of a threat than Doku, because Doku found a lot of success where Turkey was shut down very quickly. He wasn't given a lot of space, and honestly, he was a little like, and this is going to be a heavy word, but he was pretty selfish in the game. And I think it was just more, he understood the levity of the situation. He understood how important Man City versus Liverpool is, and he really wanted to establish himself. He wanted to play well. He wanted to score. He wanted to assist. So every single time he got the ball, you could see that he wanted to try to hit a home run every single time. And when you do that, you struggle. And he was pulled pretty early because of it.
I also don't think that putting him on the wing is the best use of his talents. Like, there's a reason why he has the number 10 on the squad. I also understand that based off of form, like, Phil Foden is difficult to displace in that position. So if he wasn't going to, if he's going to start out wide, I don't think that he's necessarily going to have his best matches.
I like the combo of him out wide when he has, Nunes supporting, right, or as a right back, because naturally it pushes him in, because Nunes can occupy that width. And like Pep's tactic now that's changing everything is like, put everybody in the middle of the field. And you can't trap us or do anything when 5 people are flooding the midfield. It's a numbers game. And as Tom taught me years ago on this show, the midfield usually determines how the game goes. And so once you put all those bodies in there, his creativity and technical ability, it makes it easy for us to keep the ball, right? It's that Silva, Gundo, Kevin feel where it's like, this ball is moving and good luck trying to get it off of us.
I guess we can get this out of the way. Liverpool fans, they really wanted to whine about the disallowed goal, which I understand. I would feel hard done by if I thought my team was getting screwed over. I will asterisk it, multiple asterisks with that. But City's 3 goals. Haaland's first had an XG of 0.05. Gonzalez's 0.03. Doku's 0.04. Hell, City missed a penalty and still bounced back.
We got to talk about that first. That's the first thing that we got to talk about. We can't. What? Why does our starting striker keep on missing penalties?
I told y'all why. Because he's like a basketball player that gets to the free throw line. He has his routine. He's got 3 little dribbles, a little spin. Maybe he dribbles one more time. He looks. Or if it was Alonzo Mourning, he had to kiss the wristband. They got this. It's a mental thing in their head that they got to go through. And what, to Liverpool's credit, and I hate it, once they got that penalty, they were on the spot. They were making a bunch of commotion. They were delaying, and he's standing there thinking about it. He needed to put the ball down, walk away, and reset, just like a start all over. You know, at the free throw line, you throw the ball to the ref, like, hold on, take a step back, come back up, and we go through it all over again. He needs his rhythm when he takes it, and if anything throws that rhythm off, it's a miss. Almost every time, if his rhythm gets thrown off, it's over with.
And he did rush it, like he basically sprinted to take the kick, and he even like did like a weird little like slip.
Well, that's how he takes his penalties. He's not a Bruno Fernandes. Ain't no like stutter step. Ain't Paul Pogba out here. Like he runs up. It's just like, I think Tarik's part is valid, where it's like the buildup was wrong, but also I think like he just hit it was a bad shot, right? Like
it was a bad shot.
He can hit it way better. He's hit it harder before. He'll go low and it'll just be so hard into the side net that the keeper has no chance. He just missed the ball. Now, I will say the best part about this is that just with the way we started the match and how dominant Doku was looking before he drew the pin, I was like, oh, this isn't going to kill us. This isn't going to be our only chance of the match. This isn't, fucking Mourinho's Chelsea where they're going to lock up. Like, no, this is leaky Liverpool. So I knew more chances would come because Liverpool sucks at defense this year.
Yeah.
I think it was so early that I didn't even have a chance to get it's like, okay, whatever. We're going to, because again, it's just so early in the match. Had that been later in the match, yeah, it would have probably felt much different mentally. Go ahead, Tom, my bad.
I guess I'm just concerned because it's not just that he's missing pins for City, he's also missing pins for Norway as well. And I think he's missed pins in the last 2 international windows. Is it time to reassess who takes the penalties?
No.
Okay.
Who would you put on him? Do you have somebody in mind?
So you ask the questions out and answer.
Yeah, see,
wow.
So it's the devil I know versus devil I don't.
Devil I don't. Yeah.
I think the only other option would be on that pitch at that point would be Sharpie. Because we know Foden literally never takes penalties. That's literally his thing. I hope he never messes up his record. It's beautiful. Ethical footballer. So, yeah, if you want to give it to Sharkey, cool. But we saw what happened when Haaland gave it to Mamouche in the FA Cup, right? Mm-hmm. He wants the responsibility. Tarik's been on it since the days before Haaland, where it was like, hey, when he first came, he's on the pitch, he takes the pins. Yeah, we live with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we got to get some cheap goals. We're trying to break records over here, guys. We need these goals.
Yeah, which is why him missing it, that was the bigger thing. It's like, dang, we need to pad these stats. Come on, bro. Because there's no guarantee he's going to get another goal at that point in the match, right? So it's like when you get one, you got to take it for sure.
Yeah. And just, again, because I really don't, who cares about in the flow of the conversation, in the flow of the match, about it being called off. I more so, it happened in the 39th minute. There's still plenty of the match that happened already. Doku had already been cooking. City had already earned the penalty. They had missed. City had scored. The momentum already was heavily in City's favor. So I guess I understand why they were upset about it being called off. But you're telling me they couldn't do anything for the rest of the match, that was the only way that they could wring momentum their direction? I don't think
goals change games. So, I mean, if they get a goal, it might change it. I'm not saying it will or it won't, but I mean, that's what you need. Because again, if you get a goal, that means we start questioning, okay, are we going to be able to keep them out? Is the defense leaky? They get a little bit of confidence. They get a little bit of momentum, whatever. So the fact that they didn't get it, just, again, we were already dominant at that point, but it helps us to maintain that throughout the course of the match. So, I mean, I do think that had they got it, it could have changed something. Not saying that it would have necessarily.
Yeah.
All I know is I was in the Grant Wall press box at CPKC Stadium, and I got that Thought Mob notification that said, Liverpool scores 1-1, Manchester City, Liverpool. And I'm like, oh, damn. And then I was like, Virgil van Dijk. It's like, shit. So that means it was a set piece or like a header or something. I was like, God damn. And then, like, I never saw, like, the score. You know, Thought Mob will usually, like, give you a score correction notification. I never saw that because I kept on doing some other stuff. And then, like, the second goal happened, and I was like, oh, did Liverpool not score? Was that goal called off?
Did I dream that?
It was like, what? Like, I swear I had that notification on my phone.
Okay. Well, you guys get me, because I understand that, yes, the game state would have changed somewhat, but I feel like City were just so dominant, and it was a set piece goal, so it doesn't necessarily change Liverpool's tactics. It doesn't change how City were playing. It just gives them a goal. And if anything, I feel like I would have seen City lock in more, and it could have been a bigger scoreline. I don't know, but also that's, you know, I'm a City fan, so naturally I'm going to be backing City, where all these Liverpool fans. It's just Slot comes in, and the first thing he says post-match is, they showed me a goal last season that they scored against Arsenal, and it was given. Why didn't that happen for us? And they're also pointing out the Stones goal against Wolves. And you are a reigning champion, and that is bitch-made behavior. I don't know. I just want to see not like royalty because you're the champions, but I want to see royalty act like it. Like, are you not the champs? Like Pep is, and then even the week before, Pep was like, I'm not calling the refs about anything. He's said all season multiple times when there have been sketch calls against City, he's just like, it is what it is. It's the game. I can not like it, but I'm not. What does me complaining about it gonna do? And then you see him, and he's just like, that just doesn't like. That's why Liverpool crumbled as they did. I don't know. I
do want to give the refs a shout though, because I'm always hard on PGMOL, but I think in this case they got it right with the review.
Yeah,
because we saw the week before Donnaruma's arm gets pulled, he lets it go in time, so it doesn't count. This time it's like, oh, he actually was interfered with, and let's make sure we don't give that away. So thanks to the refs for making the right call, and you know they can whine. I would whine if it was against City, but hey, oh well.
Yeah. Okay. Before Holland's 29th minute goal, Shirky had a shot deflected. Doku had a shot saved. It really did feel like it was only a matter of time before City scored. Nunes had the ball out wide. He sent in a sumptuous, titillating cross in which Holland dunks on Konate, sending the ball to the other side of the goal, giving Marmar Dashavi, Billy, oh goodness, I'm just going to call him Marmar, gave Marmar no chance. It was just a really good goal. And I just like how embarrassed Konate was in this match over and over and over again. This match really forced him to be highlighted, because even when Liverpool would have the ball, like they put Virgil on Holland when City had the ball to like man mark him to keep Holland out of this match. And then when Liverpool had the ball and they're trying to play out the back, Holland man marked Virgil, which then forced Konate to play on the ball and try to make the passes and try to play out the back, and it just didn't work as well because that's usually what Virgil does. It was a great example of City giving them a taste of their own medicine. Slot was just outmanaged. It was this match was Pep managing 1,000 matches, and we saw an example of that.
Who do you think that Thought Mob has as Liverpool's highest rated player?
See, I already know. It was Connor Bradley.
It was Connor Bradley?
Yeah, and Charlie, what do you think his rating
insane.
Was? It was like a 6'3", 6'2"?
It was a 6.9.
Yeah.
For why?
That's crazy.
For what reason?
But he was the highest.
He's the highest by far. Yeah.
By
not even close.
far, because the other two, like the next two highest players are Szoboszlai and Robertson at 6.3.
I just don't know how. Was it a typo? Like, how do you
No,
get?
well, a lot of people
6.9?
said that. A lot of people said Bradley was the
created.
best. Yeah, he was the best player on their team. He really was. He just happened to also get cooked every single time.
He was getting turned inside, outside,
There's no way in
upside,
hell you give
downside.
that. Hell
That
no.
dude, it's yeah. I don't care what.
That makes no sense.
I'm trying to see like what numbers did they see that totaled up to this 6.9, but it's hard for me to imagine anything that you can say because I saw the match when it happened, and that dude was getting cooked.
And there were no goal contributions, right? Like there was nothing.
He had
one chance created. He had 3 interceptions.
He had I think his accurate passes were at 80%.
And Doku's goal was on Konate. It wasn't on him. So he
got dribbled past 3 times. I don't know, man. That just feels like
you know what this feels like? This feels like Thom Bomb scoring a women's football match.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they just give people numbers.
They give it just like I don't know. Like
they didn't want to give everybody a bad number, so they're like, he did his best. He did his best. They gave him a participation trophy. They gave him a 6. His Thom Bomb rating is a participation trophy. I love it. Gonzalez, his goal. It was in the 3rd minute of the first half extra time. He just a few minutes before that, he took a long shot, and you could tell that he was feeling comfortable. He wanted to insert himself, contribute offensively because he was doing very great locking that midfield down. Short piece set. It was a short set piece, kind of a goal. Sharkey to Bernardo to Gonzalez, who was wide open. He was able to take a shot, and it was deflected by Virgil van Dijk. He lazily stuck out a leg, and that's what popped the ball up past the keeper. I thought it was hilarious.
That was when I knew we were winning the match. Like anytime that Virgil makes a mistake, and especially having scored the goal and then the goal was disallowed. Anytime Virgil makes a mistake for Liverpool, it's especially against City, City wins that match. And I think that this was the quote unquote mistake that Virgil made, and City won the match.
I love it. Yeah, he he stuck the foot out and went in the goal, and he just kind of put his hands in his face. It's like, I loved it. I loved it. You go from scoring the goal to get the team in the match, and he did his shush to the crowd, and then 20 minutes later you give up the goal that really shuts the game down. Then Doku, that 63rd minute golazo, capping off a wonderful performance. Gonzalez, shout out to him. O'Reilly was sprinting up the pitch on the left all alone. He found him, pinged the ball over to him. It was beautiful. Doku runs up, asking for the ball. O'Reilly gives it to him. Konate steps up, but he kind of freezes. And he ends up flat-footed. For all you FC 20, 25 people, R1 circle. That's what that was. Just whip that bad boy into the corner.
R1 circle, what does this do?
Curls the ball. Well, that was kind of, did he hit that straight or he curled it right? Yeah.
No, it was curled.
It's that pace on it. That pace on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, Doku? Yeah, it was curled.
Yeah. That was amazing, man. Here's the thing. Most people, I even heard Mark Goldbridge say this. He was man of the match based on the first half alone.
Yeah.
This was just what he deserved.
I think they said that on
in the
broadcast too.
Yeah.
They were like, he was going to be man of the match just off, especially once he scored the goal. It's over. It doesn't even. He don't need to play no more.
That was amazing, bro. The plaudits he's gotten and the stats right now. Nobody had done that since Eden Hazard, and we know how great he is. Literally a PL Hall of Famer now. Nobody had done that since him in 2019 at Chelsea, and that was against West Ham, right? That wasn't against Arsenal or against Spurs. That wasn't a Big Six matchup. That was little West Ham. So to do this in the Big Six, defending champs, you're trying to keep tabs on Arsenal. it's everything we saw in him, right? Like, we've seen this. Remember he had the 4-goal contribution game, whatever. Like, we've seen it spark every now and then, but now it's like a full-on inferno, man. Like, he's the best winger in the Premier League. I don't care about G&A. He's the best winger. Like, he's better than Saka. Saka can't do what Doku can, but Doku can do what Saka.
And he's not doing the goal contributions.
No. He's not dominating people. Like, no.
That stat that you were saying, that he won 10 plus duels, he completed 7 plus dribbles, created 3 plus chances, and had 3 plus shots on target in a single game. Absolutely insane. Yeah, man. Capped off. And yeah,
remember when there was a time that City fans wanted him gone, when City fans said that he couldn't play with Erling Haaland?
I remember Jamie Carragher said he's not a City player. There were so many people, he's not a City player. He was 22. He was young. Like, people are so impatient, man. Like, let these young men develop. Like, Savinho is the baby. He's only 21 still. Like, Nico Gonzalez is not old, and he's already made none of us worry about Rodri not being on the pitch. Nobody said that in any City coverage. Like, how we come against Liverpool without Rodri in the middle, because we all know what Nico can be and what he's done. Like, Mateus, the best fullbacks in Premier League, Portuguese Kyle over there, like young Nico with the future tracks in the Instagram video, man. Like, I was wrong. Hand up, accountability. I thought this was over weeks ago. I was wrong. I was nervous. I just wanted to get ahead of it. I was pessimistic. But 4 points in November, City's like, oh, this is old hat. This is what we do. Like, walk them down. Like, and I'm sorry I forgot. Lest I forget. I'm so sorry, y'all. So sorry.
And usually at this point in the season, this is when City usually start to struggle. So the fact that they're not struggling, but they're also not playing their best football, and things are only going to get better, where it does feel like teams like Arsenal have plateaued. Liverpool, they've kind of stalled. We have Tottenham. You can't take either their men or women's team too seriously. And then Sunderland. Shout out to the my bad.
Hey, that's the most disrespectful shit I heard in a long time, bro.
Bruh.
Sheffield.
Bruh.
The S teams, it's the stripes. It can happen.
Sheffield ain't never been top 4, bro. Sheffield ain't never felt these heights. They don't know.
Anyway, I don't trust them. They're doing good, and like, shout out to what they did to Arsenal. Like, you're being very helpful, but yeah. Okay, post match. Doku. I have a little snippets on him. He was being a little humble king. I love it.
In big games, he's always more exposed. He's always more beautiful. I'm just happy with the game and the performance today from the team. From the start, we prepared the game well. And yeah, we were directly so I'm very happy. I got great players around me that push me. He pushes me every day because he believes in me, and that also gives me also the feeling that I have to do more every game, and every day I want to improve, and having teammates like that makes it easier for me.
He was doing the interview with Ruben Diaz, and the smile Ruben had on his face just watching Doku talk. Like, he looked so proud. It was great. It was so great. And then even Diaz coming in and just doing the captain talk that he always does. You know, we're doing our thing. We're just focused. We're not talking about winning the league. It's still very early. Like, he was saying the right things, and Doku also saying the right things. But surprisingly, who wasn't a humble king, Nico O'Reilly, when he was asked about him locking down Salah.
Well, I came into the game thinking that this would be the outcome. I know how good he is as a player, but I studied his game. I knew what he would want to do. I knew how strong he was already. But yeah, it's keeping quiet. It'll always help the team out.
You said it in such a low, calm voice. He sounds like a serial killer. Yeah, I knew what I was going to do. His old hat. He's old. He's an old man out there. I'm 6'4". I'm 6'4". He thought he was going to go around me. I'm fast and 6'4". He's a little runt. Like, his time has passed.
He's been watching since he was a kid.
Yeah, and he got a well-deserved call-up because Nico, again, what I've been saying on all these streams or every place that I go is we took last year's weaknesses and turned them into this year's strengths. And that's kudos to Viana and Pep and everybody, Cheeky before he left, because when we thought that we had no Rodri replacement because we didn't have one last year, they went out, they got Nico Gonzalez. Yeah, he needed a little bit of time, but he has seamlessly slotted in. We don't even miss Rodri, and he's a Ballon d'Or winner, and that's the crazy talk, right? It's like it sounds crazy to think that take your time. We don't need you to rush back. We're good over here when you got a Ballon d'Or winner. But that's where we are. Doku on the left. We just gave the man time. He came good. We didn't have, people said we didn't have a right back. Kind of squeeze in Kuzanov and whatever, right? No. Nunes cooking. Where he's one of the best in the league, if we're being honest. On the other side, Nico O'Reilly. We didn't have a left back. We went out and got Ainori. Ainori can't even play. Because this kid from the academy is like, nah, I got this. Go ahead, I got it. He got it on lock. Again, got the call up for the England spot. Every place that you said, oh, we were weak, we made it a strength. Dude, we're cooking with gas right now, buddy.
Let's go.
And that's crazy because you have to think that Morocco's like, hey, bro, you gonna get some minutes before AFCON in January?
And you know what? No, you not getting no minutes. Omar Marmouche ain't getting no minutes. Y'all going on that little break on your own. Do what y'all got to do. We'll see you when we get back. But we're not disrupting this flow to try to squeeze y'all in. No. That's the good part, right? Normally when people leave for AFCON, you're like, dang, it's going to disrupt what we're doing. Not really. Not for us because they're not even really integrated in right now. And I'm saying don't even waste the time trying to integrate them in. Give them playing time, don't, whatever. But our focus should be what we've been running with. We should keep it like that and then bring them in off the bench. When they get back from AFCON, then we'll have that conversation. But until then, keep this going. Keep this squad locked in the way it is right now.
Come on. Okay. What a show.
Now,
this was nice.
Now, Thomas Tuchel, don't fuck it up. Like, if you damage any of Man City's goods, Viana has every right to whoop your ass. Don't fuck it up.
We got 19 players that went out on international break this season. It's like it's easier to say who didn't go. It's easier to say who didn't go, and it's like people that have been injured or second or third and fourth keeper. The only people that you would look at like real players, Savinho, he hasn't gotten into the Brazil squad, and I was told that he basically said, "Look, don't call me up." The second time in a row, he said, "Don't call me up. I'm trying to really get in with City and get this thing going." So big ups to him. Rodri coming back from injury. Nico G ain't made it into the Spain lineup, but you can't tell me he's not killing better this season than Zubamendi or Marino. You can't tell me that. But again, that's okay. I don't mind him staying. I'm happy with it. But outside of that, Kovacic is hurt. It's like the only people that aren't going on international break are people that hurt. We need to be praying for good health for all these players because that's the thing that could disrupt it for us.
Well, I think Belgium, I looked it up just now. Belgium has two actual World Cup qualification matches. So, like, Doku's going to start both of those. Need him to be healthy, especially with no Kevin De Bruyne anymore. Like, he is the engine for that team. I think Norway, I believe, only has friendlies.
Yeah, I think they might have one. They have one game.
It's 1-1, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's like, I hope that people can get off in 60. They have, it's just, no, they have two qualifications. I'm sorry, Thursday and Sunday.
But they can if they win on Thursday.
Win Estonia, they're good. Yeah. So hopefully that's the play. So we've been really good after having a really bad anomaly health crisis last year. Things are normal now. It's like 2 players are injured at once, or 3, not 7. So guys, be good. When we come back and record, we're talking about a derby win for the women, and we're looking ahead to 3 more points for the men. This feels good, y'all. This feels so good compared to last year. So much better.
And actually, I have one more thing before we get out of here. Pep, in like a real moment of honesty and transparency, he talked about what his own biggest mistake from last season.
Yeah, but when I said the players, I didn't say the players. I said all of us, me the first. I said last season many times. I tried desperately to do it anything, but I was not able to make a click to the team, to react, to do it. And one of my mistakes was now I realize I went the last season we are injured, we are tired, or don't train much, less energy. It's completely opposite. We are not good enough first team players. Academy, come up, run. We didn't bring the energy. When we come back with energy, with the players, some players come back, and after we do it. So always we played football with the ball. Obviously, it was clear the way we decide to play when I arrived here. But we're in a team that run incredible. In the pressing and go and jam and backwards, and we have been an example. Otherwise, you don't win in modern football. And why I understand the players, why 1 or 2 players don't have to run and 8, 9 players have to run. Why these 9 players have to run for 1 or 2 players don't run? No, in that team, everyone has to do the incredible effort. And after with the ball, we see what happened. And last season, for many reasons, we were not able to do it. But it was a good lesson. Sometimes you have to live that as a club.
And we saw that last season. Everybody wasn't locked in, and he was giving people chances. And sorry, James McAtee, you're still not getting any playing time down here in Forest. But, you're doing your thing. You're living your life.
Vienna won. We won that one, baby. We won. Thank you for the profit.
It happens every time, baby. I love it. All right. Plug yourselves. Let people know where they can find you and the things that you do. Thom Bomb, we'll start with you.
Before we get out of here, just a quick little shock on applause. Applause to Jaden Shaw. Goal, game-winning assist, in the playoffs, NWSL playoffs, knocking out the number 1 seed, the number 1 team, I think somebody said on Blue Sky that the discrepancy between first place Kansas City Current and second place Washington Spirit was larger than Lyon over PSG last season, which in retrospect is crazy to think of, and yet Gotham was able to beat that team. It took 120 minutes to do it, but they did it. And Jaden Shaw definitely was talking her shit. And you can do that when you advance in the playoffs. I think she said, I think her first comments in the press availability were, quote, underdog my ass. And then she did a TikTok, the outro of the Tupac diss was and that's why I fucked your bitch, fat motherfucker. She definitely felt some type of way, but she was definitely the player of that match. She was outstanding. You can find me on the 12, a show about the Women's Super League, and you can find me on Shea Butter FC's website, writing stuff. And at the current moment, I'm gonna have to do a moratorium of the team this season, so I just have to get the emotional energy to do that. But
yeah.
You can find me at Sharpie Charlie, Blue Sky, X, Instagram. Also, on the Woso note, headed to my first ever Washington Spirits game in the biggest match of the season.
At Rowdy Audi.
Rowdy Audi, can't wait to be there. Won't be in the supporter section, but we're going to keep the upper bowl nice and loud. Noon kickoff. Lines up beautifully with the Saturday because in college football, Alabama plays at 3:30. So even if it goes extra time, I'm at a bar watching Alabama at 3:30. But yeah, if you're going to Audi, hit me up. Excited to meet people like Andre and Douglas and just trying to meet and go with people in real life. So, so it'd be dope.
That's dope, man.
I'm very happy for you.
That's dope. You can find me on social media, whether it be Blue Sky or Twitter or even on YouTube at Tarik Peterson, TarikPeterson. Tarik Peterson. It'll pull up all those places. I've been doing the YouTube thing for about a month now. And so big ups to everyone that has stopped by for a stream, doing Talk Back Tuesdays. So appreciate all the support, all the love. And you're always welcome. So if you're looking for something to do Tuesday evenings about 6:30 Eastern time, come on, jump on. Usually I'm on for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So we talk pretty much anything and everything footy. So jump on with me.
My man's up to 64 subscribers. We pushing for
Yeah.
100. By Christmas, we're going to get
That's
this
what I was
thing
gonna say.
rocking.
Trying to get
Let's
to
go.
100 at least by the end of the year for sure.
Killing
So,
it. Anything pod wise at Shades of Blue and W. You'll also find anytime the show bros tweet anything, I'm quick to repost, quote, tweet. Gotta uplift these most dope individuals because they are fantastic. Like, subscribe, rate, review.
Merseyside is sky blue. This weekend proved it.
Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Oh yeah, because we handled Liverpool and Everton. Come on. I love it. Until next time, you know the vibes. Shady gang,